Welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. It's good to have you guys out today. I'm on the Blacksmith Fork River, and I'm on a section of the river I don't normally fish, but it's the only place I could park. We've had a ton of snow. As you can see, I got my snowshoes on. Snowshoes right there. And they've plowed the highway, but they haven't plowed any of the pull-offs. I mean, none of them. So I drove the whole length of the canyon all the way up to Hardware, couldn't find a place to pull off. And you can tell every place somebody has tried to pull off, they've just gotten buried. And there are several places I could tell guys got stuck. So anyway, I'm down here by the city park. I'm gonna work up and down the river here. Then after that, we're gonna cook us a little backpacker's lunch. It's a beautiful day out. It's warmer than it has been. And maybe we can get lucky and catch a fish or two to boot. I think I just had a little one following it right there. It's hard to tell for sure, but it looked like it. Well, I was afraid we might get skunked, guys. I had one little bite a second ago and lost it. And then this little guy, oh man, he bit it deep. I'm gonna set this, I'm gonna get my pliers out, see if we can get this out without him bleeding, because it's in way deep. Oh nope, he's already bleeding. Dang it. And he's not really big enough. I mean, I'm gonna get hardly any meat off of him. But if I put him back, I don't know if you can see all the blood coming out of his gill. He's not going to survive, guys. So I'll take him, and that way he won't go to waste. Hopefully you guys heard that car honk at those turkeys. A little flock of turkeys over there, which they hang out here all the time. You see them up here quite a bit. Just caught the one fish. Again, I was planning to release it, guys, but it was bleeding so bad it wouldn't have survived. Oh, there are the turkeys again. So I didn't want it to waste. So we'll throw it in the snow here in the back of the truck, and I'll take it home and clean it. Well, guys, I was planning to eat on the tailgate, but it's starting to rain. So I'll wait a couple minutes and see what it does. But if it starts raining hard, I'm going to sit in the truck and eat this. This is the Peak Refuel Sweet Pork and Rice. I've never had this one. I've seen it on a lot of videos. I know the Hush guys, it's one of their favorite ones. I've got a couple tortillas I brought to throw it in. So this one calls for 8 ounces of water, which is a little less. Most of them call for a little more. So we pretty much have it all stirred up. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic from my little little spice kit that I carry around with me. And then we'll let it sit. All right, everybody, the rain's died down. It's barely drizzling now, so I think we'll go ahead and try and eat this outside. I got a couple tortillas here. It's hot. That's probably my new favorite. That's really good. And I only hiked like 4/10 of a mile, half a mile, something like that. I'm not hungry. I'm not exhausted. You know how it is when you've hiked and hunted and done whatever all day. Any food tastes good. That's not how I am. And this is pretty darn good. So this might be my new favorite backpacker's meal. Again, this is the sweet pork rice from Peak Refuel. I'm gonna give it a 9 as far as backpacking food is concerned. It's pretty good. Time to wrap up the video with the channel shout out and the minute on the mountain. It's a pretty slow day fishing, obviously just the one fish, but it was still nice to get out. Even though there was a lot of snow, we have not had near the winter this year that we had last year. In fact, today it was 43 degrees out and sunny, and it just felt awesome. But we need the moisture, we need the snow, so I don't want to complain about it. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. So the channel I want to shout out is Craig over at Georgia Trapping and Fishing. I've shouted out Craig's channel, but it's been quite a while. In fact, I think he was one of the first channels I shouted out. I've followed his channel for a long time. He's been a great supporter of my channel. Mostly outdoor content, as is typical for most of the channels that I really enjoy, but he does some trapping, does some fishing, as his channel name would suggest, does some cooking on his egg grill in the backyard, some gardening, just a little bit of everything, but just seems like super down-to-earth, super good guy. So check him out when you get a chance. Tell him Minute on the Mountain sent you. Again, that's Georgia Trapping and Fishing, and I'll put a link in the description. The Minute on the Mountain today comes from Hebrews. We're up to the book of Hebrews in our tour through the Bible. And we're going to focus on Hebrews chapter 11, which lists all of these men who had faith. And then in verse 6, it says, and without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. God wants your faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please him. God wants you to trust him. He wants you to trust in his character. He wants you to trust that he has the best in mind for you. I'll go all the way back to original sin in the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve didn't trust what God had said. And when the devil said, did God really say you can't eat this fruit? And Eve explained what God had said, and then the devil said, oh no, you won't really die. God just knows that if you eat of this, you'll be like him. And they didn't trust God. They didn't have faith that he was honest with them. They didn't have faith that he wanted the best for them. So it's a good reminder to me that God wants my faith. Now, God does want our obedience. I'm not saying that he doesn't want our obedience. He does. But our faith will lead to obedience. If I trust God, if I trust in his character, if I trust that he wants what's best for me, if I trust that, the boundaries he has in place are for my protection, then I'm going to obey. The trust will lead to obedience. In fact, I would submit that every sin, if you really stop and think about it, goes back to a lack of trust and to a lack of faith. So that's Minute on the Mountain, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. Thanks so much for coming along, guys. Appreciate all the support. We're inching closer to 1,150 subscribers. We're at about 1,144. So if you like the content, do me a favor, please subscribe. Let's hit 1,150. We'll do our next giveaway. God bless you guys, and we'll see you the next time right on the mountain.